Hey everybody, it's Brooke with The Buttered Home and welcome to my messy kitchen. Tonight we have a very special treat for you. Tonight we are going to share with you our recipe for spicy barbecue shrimp. Now, before we get started, I just want to do a little disclaimer that this is a very loose, a very watery barbecue sauce. This recipe is set up and designed to show you how you can make barbecue sauce at home by using some very simple ingredients. And this is a good mixture variation that's kind of like what you would consider to be more of a vinegar-based sauce, but we're not using vinegar. So it's very similar in that fact. But just about all barbecue sauces start with a base of butter. So we're going to show you tonight how to do this and how to do it with shrimp in your oven, and it's delicious and easy, and it's almost as beautiful as it is delicious. So we're going to go overhead now and show you how it's done. All right, so over here on my burner I have a whole stick of butter just melting on low heat, and a whole stick of butter is the equivalent of half a cup. Like I said before, this is a very simple, easy, homemade barbecue sauce, and it's meant to just enhance the flavor of whatever you're going to use it with. It's not ketchup based, so it's very, very tasty, and it doesn't have all the sugar that you normally find in bottled barbecue sauce. So this is a good alternative, and you can use it for more than just shrimp, okay? So it seems like a lot of ingredients, but it's really not. So to that half a cup of butter, we are going to add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. The olive oil will work with the butter to give it the fat that it needs to really accentuate all of the spices that we're about to put in it. So to that, we're going to add a teaspoon each of salt and of pepper. This is the only flavoring or seasoning that you're going to have on your shrimp. So we want to make sure, and it's going to cook down a little bit because we're going to bring this to a boil. So we want to make sure that we have this good and ready for how we need it. Now to this, we are going to add 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, and you can use powdered. You just want to probably half that amount, but I like using the minced garlic. It's inexpensive, it lasts forever in the fridge, and it's just, it's just delicious. So to that we're going to add 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And you won't get a lot of lemon flavor out of this, but the lemon works as a balancing property just to balance out the acidity of these other ingredients that we're about to add. So more spices. We're going to add in 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of any kind of Creole seasoning. We really like Tony's, so you want to put a whole tablespoon of that. Now, with that being said, if you don't want it as spicy, you can certainly decrease that amount of the Creole seasoning. That'll be fine. Then we're going to add in 4 ounces of beer. The beer and the lemon juice cook off, and you're left with just the beer. Adds sweetness without adding a whole bunch of refined sugar, and it kind of helps emulsify the fats in the butter and in the olive oil. Then to that we're going to add 2 tablespoons of Worcester, however you say it, this stuff. And that gives it a nice smoky flavor without adding things like liquid smoke or charcoal type seasoning. Then, and this is totally up to you, but we like to just kick it up a notch and we add about 2 tablespoons of our favorite hot sauce, and we like Crystal. So we're gonna put that in there. And certainly these items you can omit completely, or you can lessen them to make it not as hot, or you can add more if you need a little more heat. That's great too. So in a baking dish, and this recipe, this is enough sauce to do up to 2 pounds of shrimp. I like using frozen shrimp for this because I find that in the oven at 400 degrees, which is what we're going to cook this at, it doesn't get rubbery and it tastes just as fresh. So I have 1 pound of frozen shrimp, and I'm going to put those in my baking dish as is. And then I have about 3 stalks of green onions that I have just diced up into little bitty medallions. And they just make it pretty. And I like using these green onion stalks because they're very mild in flavor. We've already added onion powder to our sauce, and we didn't add but just a teaspoon, so it's not going to be heavily flavored with onion, with just that small amount of onion powder and with just these little green onions. But if you don't like onions, you can leave the onion powder out, and you can also not use these. A good alternative would be chives or fresh parsley. If you're using parsley, I would add it after the shrimp cook. Okay, so we have brought our sauce to a boil and boiled it for just 1 or 2 minutes, just long enough to get that beer taste out and to get the lemon juice taste out. Then we're going to take this beautiful butter-based sauce and we're going to pour it over our shrimp. And they will bathe in this and just soak up all of those spices, and oh my gosh, it's just a beautiful thing. So yes, this is not your traditional barbecue sauce out of a jar or a bottle, but it is so much better. And this is one of the recipes that I like to share because you can take this sauce and you can make it your own. You can add different flavor components. You can add different protein and use the same sauce for it, and you will be happy with it every single time. Now, we are going to pop this in a 400-degree oven for 15 minutes. Probably at about 7.5 minutes, I'm going to just go in and stir it and kind of flip my shrimp over and then cook it for another 7.5 minutes. And then we will come back and we will show you the glorious deliciousness that is spicy barbecue shrimp, made in less than 20 minutes too, might I add. So hang tight, we'll be right back. All right, we are back. We finished a 15-minute cook time, and I forgot to stir it halfway through, so some of my shrimp that were on top were not quite done, so I popped it back in for just a few minutes more, and they are perfect and pink and tender and delicious, and this sauce is fantastic. So we're going to just dip a few out so that you can see what they look like. And I probably should have gotten a bigger spoon, but 'tis life. I'm always ill-equipped for something, it seems. My messy kitchen is messy in more ways than one, I guess. So, but look, I want y'all just to see they're steaming hot, but they are perfectly done. They're fantastic, and they are everything that you would want. Danny was saying last night, I made these last night because this is the second video I've done. Funny story, I'll tell about it later. But he polished the shrimp off last night and then got some bread and dipped it in that sauce, and he overdid it. But if you had some crusty French bread, that would be the way to go. It sure would. All right, so we're gonna come back to you and give you a talk about the recipe one more time, so just stay with us. So this is our spicy barbecue shrimp, and y'all, it's fantastic. It's perfect when you need just a little bit of something spicy, and this sauce is fantastic. You could just take this and you could make some grits or some potatoes or some rice and serve this shrimp right over the top of it and drizzle a little bit of that sauce on there, and it's everything you want, and it's completely modifiable. Like all of our recipes, it can be doubled or halved for a smaller crowd, or you can change some of the flavor components to it. As long as you keep the base the same, you'll end up with the same result. So we pride ourselves here at the Buttered Home on getting you thinking about cooking and getting you to enjoy the whole science experiment that is cooking, to get your wheels turning and reignite that passion, or if you're a cook that's been cooking for a while, or for new cooks, teach them some good basic recipes that get them in the kitchen and out of the drive-thru. So we hope that you'll try this, and we hope that you love it, and let us know. We love seeing pictures of your food. You can find this recipe over at thebutteredhome.com. Just like all of our other recipes, we're real proud of our website, and we would love and appreciate a visit from you over there. And if you're not already, make sure that you're following us on all of our social channels. We have a lot of fun on social media. Social media is where it's at, and we would love for you to join us here at Facebook, here at Instagram, all of our social channels, because we love being with you guys there. And if you would like to have all of our videos in one place, easily organized, then make sure that you are subscribed to our YouTube channel. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button so that you can be notified when we drop new videos like this one. Whew. Danny gets shrimp for the second night in a row. Look, I'll go ahead and tell you real quick. Last night or yesterday, I filmed and I filmed and I filmed, and I was crazy throwing food everywhere, trying to get everything all ready, and I took my microphone off for some reason. Oh, I had to do something else for my other job that I have. So I took my lapel mic off, and I guess when I put it on, I didn't clip it to my collar well, and it fell. So the video was a whole lot of material rubbing up against the microphone, and it sounded like I was in a well somewhere, so you couldn't hear a thing. And I didn't realize it till I dumped the video on my computer, and I always check for my sound because we've had sound issues in the past, and my sound was terrible. And by that time it was late, I was ready for bed, and I said, you know what? We'll just do this again tomorrow night. So here we are, shrimp 2 nights in a row. But I can't think of a more delicious dish that I am happy to eat 2 nights in a row. So we hope you love it. We hope you'll try it. We hope you'll give us some feedback on it. And as always, from the Buttered Home to your home, we love you guys. Bye.